Salty Thoughts on Mike Steph podcast. This is the one and only Mike Steph, best in the world the way he does. I decided to get on here because I've been neglecting my New York Knickerbockers. Yes, the New York Knickerbockers are in the middle of probably their worst stretch of basketball since the beginning of the season when they were filling each other out. I believe we've lost about 3 or 4 games in a row. We just got embarrassed and blown out Detroit. We're about to embark on a 4-game West Coast swing. I believe we're against Phoenix, Golden State, Portland, Sacramento. We have the Clippers tonight. And my question here is something that has been broached upon many shows over the last couple of days. But my questions are, is it championship or bust for the New York Knicks? Yes, I said it. Championship or bust for the New York Knicks. Our owner, James Dolan, had an interview the other day in which pretty much he said, yeah, he had to get rid of Tibbs. You know, he felt that Tibbs couldn't take us any further. And he fully expects a championship this season. Now, on one hand, I kind of get it. Like, listen, the natural progression of things. If we got to the Eastern Conference Championship, we get to the finals. In the finals, we have a puncher's chance against anybody, right? On the other hand, it's like, did you really need to go out and put unneeded pressure on the team at large right now? I mean, especially coming off of the NBA Cup victory. Coming off that victory in which we made a point to downplay it and not make a big spectacle of it, not raise a rafter inside the Garden, not make a big thing about we won the cup because our ultimate goal is to win the championship, the NBA championship, the world championship. Did you really need to come out and toot your own horn? I believe Jim Dolan has the same affliction on the Knicks that I have with all of my sports teams. I call it the kiss of Steph. Anytime I get a little bit big for my britches when it comes to rooting for one of my teams, whether it's a season, whether it's a game, so forth, every time I could tune into a game and they could be winning by 10 points and guarantee they lose that 10-point lead. I could be watching football and I have a couple bets on a couple teams and I'm just counting the money before it hatches. I'm like, yeah, my parlay's going to hit. My round robin's going to hit. And I start thinking about in those terms, and guess what? 9 times out of 10, dare I say 10 times out of 10, it never happens. So by Jim Dolan going on this interview and saying that it's championship or bust, I don't think this was the proper time. We have, I believe right now, our struggles are a combination of scheduling. Yeah, I'm not the type to try to use scheduling as an excuse, but scheduling does have something to do with what's going on. It seems like we've been playing every other day since the Cup. Since the beginning of the year, it's what? January 7th? And I think this is our 4th game already in 7 days, if I'm not mistaken, since New Year's Eve. Every other day? Okay, fine. You know, they're professionals. They're getting paid 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars a year. They can do it. Fine. But what I really believe is going on, there's an internal struggle going on in the Knicks. And the one linchpin, the one person that is underrated, why I don't know, because his impact on the New York Knicks has been felt immediately since he's joined the team, and that's Josh Hart. He's the one person that seems like he can keep everything together. And it's not a coincidence that during his absence has coincided with our struggles. Right? So we have Carl Anthony Towns still saying that he doesn't know his role. he's not implying that. Well, he's not outright saying that he's unhappy, but he's unhappy. He's not happy with the amount of touches he's getting. He's not happy with the involvement that he has on the offense. As much as I don't want to place blame at this particular individual's feet, Jalen Brunson, Cap, listen. At the end of the day, yes, you are the straw that stirs the drink. You are the engine that runs this team. You are the El Capitan of the New York Knicks. But you're also the point guard of the New York Knicks. And you are the number one star, right? If you notice that your Robin is getting frustrated, especially in the beginning of the game, just to set the tone, you know you can take over the game anytime you want. It's prudent for you, as the point guard and as the captain, to keep everybody involved and to make sure that big man don't get in his feelings. Because you already know it's an ebb and flow with big man. You already know he's literally like a cat. He can show his PUSSY side at times. And when he's not feeling like he's fully integral into the offense, he will sign off. He will allow himself to get taken out the game, like he did against Stewart and Durham and the Voids. You know, Thompson kept Cap from giving an assist. But this is the one thing I'll say before I wrap this up, because, like I said, I'm here for a short time, not a good time. Or should I say a good time, not a long time. Y'all get the gist. Mike Brown, and maybe he is trying to instill this and we just aren't witness to it. But you allowed Tyler Kolek to get meaningful minutes and he showed improved, right? To me, it's integral for you, Mike Brown, to maybe start a two-point guard lineup. I remember back in the days of Woodson, Mike Woodson, he stayed with a 2-point guard lineup. Now, yes, we had Melo, who was a scoring machine and was not a point guard that was leading our team, but more importantly, that allowed the offense to still flow. In the offense that Mike Brown has been trying to implement for the season, yes, he's actually backed off of a lot of his philosophies because we were being successful and the players were buying into him. In a time like this, maybe you should start Kolek and Brunson in the backcourt. Yes, I know defensively, yes, and trust and believe, defensively, Bridges and OG need to get their head out their asses, because they're literally our defense. If they're not doing their job, and especially when we have Hart to do all the dirty work, we are exposed. But if you start Kolek and Brunson, that allows you to run your offense, and it still allows Brunson to play off the ball, and it allows Cat to get integrated into the game early. I'm not saying you need to give him starter minutes, but start the game off that way. So therefore, you can get Cat into the groove, make sure he's engaged, fully engaged, and then you could swap him out. You could put McBride in, you could put Clarkson in, and Brunson can do his thing. Just to get us out this rut. Because right now, we got passed by the Boston Celtics with Beijing Brown. We got embarrassed by Detroit. And right on our heels is Toronto. Am I worried about Toronto? No. Not gonna lie. We need to put a lot of space in between us and the Celtics. More importantly, stay healthy. But these are things that need to be done. Is the championship a bust? No, I don't believe so. I believe it is finals a bust. It is finals a bust. We can't go to Game 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals and then run it back with pretty much the same team and then end up not getting to the next step. That's pretty much it. So I'll holler at you later. Goodbye. Goodbye.